Evening, this is Pastor Omar Muhammad, your proactive agent of change who communicates so that others might be healed, liberated, and appreciated. And what you're looking at now is one of the books that I received many years ago that has a lot of great wisdom in it. I encourage anybody who's on the spiritual path and like reading good books to read this book, Tao Te Ching by Lat Su. I like to open up with this, the first one. The first, good to see you. I'm glad you joined. The first one is going to be, the first part of this reading I like to show you is going to be from, take a reading from this book and share with you. Thank you for all the love. I appreciate that so much. Let me read one of these first sections in this book with you, and then I'll get on to my desired subject. Now, I told you earlier when I tried this that one of my friends gave me this book many years ago. It was a gift, and it's a gift that keeps passing on. So I happened to just pick it up in the library of one of my friends, and then once I did that, she said, "The book is yours. You're the new owner of the book." And I was like, "Wow!" It really blessed me. So I kept going with it. So look, here's what it says here. It says, this is number one, that the Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. The nameless is the beginning of heaven and earth. The named is the mother of 10,000 things. Ever desireless, one can see the mystery. Ever desiring, one can see the manifestations. These two spring from the same source, but different in name. This appears as darkness, darkness within darkness, the gate to all mystery. Well, one of the things we can get from this is this. I received this book on 10/20/1997. One of the things we can get from this is this, that if you are going around trying to name eternity, you can't do it. It's not the way. If you're going around trying to find the name of God, really, you cannot say it. It's ineffable. If you're trying to find the beginning of all things, it's hard to find. The nameless is the beginning of heaven and earth. So having said that, I wanted to talk to us about some very real things. Thank you for all the love. Today is Table Talk with Omar Muhammad. I am your proactive agent of change who communicates so that others might be healed, liberated, and appreciated. One of the things I wanted to talk to you about was a table talk discussion that I had with my wife, and it was about political correctness. My wife said this, and it was a shocking statement. I said, what do you want to talk about as far as table talk today? She said, this is what you can do. She said, you can talk about Trump. And I was like, the first thing went in my mind, I said, I do not want to talk about Trump. And then she said this. She said, here's the reason what you can talk about, political correctness. She said in her mind's eye that the worst thing that ever happened for our country is this concept of political correctness. She said, in fact, the political correctness will be the destruction of our company. Hello, glad you're here. So here's how that happened. This is what she said. She said that the way we understand political correctness as being a destruction is because now people are underground. He said before we had political correctness, you knew what you were dealing with. Black was black, white was white, a spade was a spade, and a heart was a heart. But now, he said, because of political correctness, people don't speak correctly. They don't speak from their heart. So now everything is hidden. He said instead of us having, speaking our mind and speaking it hopefully in love, because we're supposed to speak in love, but sometimes people don't speak in love. Sometimes people speak in hate. And that's part of what was tripping me out about this man called Trump. Because he spews out this crazy kind of stuff out of his mouth, and then somebody who now has courage and boldness because they're hearing it on a national level start acting and doing and acting out in crazy ways. And so so it makes me understand that before Donald Trump started speaking and saying all these slanderous type things or malicious type things, there were other people thinking it. And just because he opened up his mouth and said it, now other people can come out and do it. The fact of the matter is, there's a little small groundswell. I'm so glad. I'm going to tell you, by faith, I see it's a small ground. That racism is a small little space. It's going away. It's disappearing. That it's going to leave very soon. But we have to be bold and courageous and speak the truth in love. Today, Thank you. I appreciate that, G Money. Go on and go to sleep. Get some rest. You can check out the rebroadcast later. It will be, because I have it on save. You can check it anytime you want to on Periscope. So here's the thing. God bless you, by the way. I appreciate all the love. Here's the thing that I wanted to make sure I share with you today, is that when we are working in this environment of political correctness, we say what seemingly is right. Thank you. We say what's supposed to be quote unquote right? But then we're not speaking from our heart. If we don't like a particular act or a particular way of being, then we need to be bold and courageous and say, I don't like that. I don't appreciate it. If we love something, we say, you know what? I love that. But now that because of political correctness, people just hide and go underground, and no one knows what's really going on. So that until someone bold enough comes up and say it, and then they get the courage to come out and say something. Now, this is what I'm hoping that we would do. I am starting to, I'm trying to find some time, so I need you to help me to find the best time to Periscope. I have tried this at 11:11 a.m. and now I'm trying it at 11:11 p.m. I'm calling that sacred time. The fact of the matter is that some people call it sacred time, but the real matter is the only sacred time is now. Did you hear what I just said? The only real sacred time is now. Time is. I read this book by Eckhart Tolle. He said The Power of Now. Eckhart Tolle said, the only real time is the present moment, because what's past is already gone. That's over with. What's in the future is not even coming. Sometimes we don't even know what the boogeyman is going to come, and the boogeyman never comes. The only time that we have, the only real time, is this right now moment. And so I'm so glad that you're sharing, Cheryl Lee. I'm so glad that you're sharing this right now moment with me. We're talking about how political correctness is a detriment to our society, because it causes us to be politically correct and say things or not say things. Earlier I talked about how now we can't say the N-word. And the N-word has its place. But I'm not gonna use that, because I find it to be offensive when especially used in a derogatory way. I prefer negus, Negus, as a word which means kings in the Ethiopian type language. So what I'm encouraging us to do is to move forward, be truthful, be bold, be courageous, speak our truth in love, and not go underground. Because when we go underground, then we allow other things to happen. When we're underground, we hold down our ideas. In fact, we talked about this earlier today, my wife and I, at our table talk, that Christians go underground. Muslims go underground. Muslims don't want to say, Assalamu alaikum in public. Christians don't want to say I love Jesus in public. I mean, because it's not politically correct. Politically correct meaning that we don't say anything that might be somewhat offensive unless we are saying what the political correct people say we should say and we could say. And that is out of order. Let's be truthful. Let's have integrity. Let's be people of character. Now, if you didn't ask me, don't ask me my opinion if you can't handle my opinion. And that's the same way we have the policy you have to have. If you can't handle my truth, don't ask me my opinion. Because if you ask me, I'm going to tell you. So here, I would like for you to help me out. If you think it's better to be 11:11 p.m. or 11:11 a.m., let me know. I think I figured out how to do a poll on Twitter. So I'll try to ask that question on Twitter, because I'm trying to find the best slot so I can be committed to that slot and show up for you. Now, good to see you, Divian Will Do. What you up to, Divian? Today I'm talking about the way we need to be careful about allowing political correctness to move us away from our values, to move us away from our courage, to move us away from our boldness. If it's not politically correct to say you love God, or I love Jesus, or I am a Muslim, or I am a Jew, then that's a problem. Because you are what you are. You determine what you are. You say what you want to be. Good to see you, some folks. You like that? I'm glad. So let's be who we say we are. Let's not allow political correctness to push us underground. That's why my wife said that before the political correctness came in, we knew what was going on. A racist was a racist, and they would say it. A black person was a black person, a white person was a white person, and they said whether they like you or not. I'm so glad that we're going toward this universal humane way. But we also need to be truthful, and we also need to be bold and courageous. We need to have integrity. If we like acts or particular behaviors, then we say, I like those acts. If we don't, we say, that's not good. I'm not cool with that. That's good for you. It's not good for me. So we want to be bold. We want to be courageous. I'm so glad glad for the love. I'm so glad for the interaction. I know for now, I'm going to try to stick with the 11 to 11 p.m. You can catch me on 11 p.m., whatever time that is where you are in the world. We talked about time. Time is relative in this space, but the most important time that's always on time is the right now. I'm so glad I'm sharing this right now moment with you. If you get a chance, pick up Eckhart Tolle's book, The Power of Now. That book changed my way of understanding. Thank you very Devin. That book changed my understanding. It moved me around. It caused me to have a different way of being, because I was so busy looking at the past saying, oh, wow, the past, black people were enslaved. Things were terrible. Black man can't get a job. And we went through slavery or Jim Crow. All that's the past. And it has some effect on the present. Don't think it doesn't. But in the future, I don't know. It looks like the future is not going to work out. It looks like things are not going to happen. The boogeyman might come. We don't know if the boogeyman is going to ever come. We don't know if there even is a boogeyman. But we do know right now we have everything we need right now. We got technology. We got each other. We got God. We got breath. We got everything we need right now in this moment. And if we can practice being in that present right now, then we don't have to worry about anything. And then the fact of the matter always is the right time. Now is the right. It's never too late. As long as you're in the now, it's all good. So I don't want to keep you long. I'm so glad that you want to share with me. It's real, my good sir. Yeah, it is. Thank you for sure. And in fact, it's the only, Devin will do. It is the only thing that's real. Did you catch what I said? I like that you said it is real, but it is the only thing that is real. Anything else, the past, like we said, the past is gone. It doesn't even exist anymore. The future, we don't even know what's going to happen. But when you practice being in the presence, it's good. Now, watch this. We are not the only people in the presence. Oh, yeah, watch this. There are other people. Yeah. There are other people around us in the present moment, but we don't see them, but they're in this present moment. But the most important thing that's in this present moment is the presence of all presence. The presence of the Most High, the presence of the Creator. He always abides with us. And good to see you, Son Fox, and I'm so glad you're sharing. He always abides within us. When we, in between each breath, we can feel His presence. In between the thoughts, we know how thoughts just crowd our mind, but in between the thoughts, when we slow down and meditate, we can feel that presence. We know that we're in the now. And that presence, if you listen to it carefully, it will begin to inform you. It'll be like, something told me to turn here. You ever heard that? Something told me to go down this street. Something told me to call. Thank you. This conversation tonight is about political correctness and the power of now. Political correctness and the power of now. We talked about political correctness being an atmosphere that forces people to hide their real feelings, their real thoughts, their real ideas, and to go underground because it's not politically correct to say, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian, I'm a Jew, I love Jesus, I love God, or be spiritual. You better not be religious, but if you're spiritual, you can be spiritual, but don't be too spiritual because it forces people underground. So we want to be bold and courageous and say, I'm a spiritual being. I'm a proactive agent of change who communicates so others might be healed, liberated, and appreciated. Fried chicken meat, that's why I'm here. Do you believe in God? Always. That in fact, God is all there is. And I say it like this, God is love. And so then love is all there is. So what I want to do is encourage everybody to say, hello, Nikita, so glad you're here. God is in you, brother, and God is in you, sister. I'm telling you, God is in us. The great I am is. Look at this. When I was talking earlier about developing on the power of now, watch this. Now also can be said as I am. When Moses was on the mountain saying, oh God, can you tell me who can I say sent me? He said, tell him I am that I am sent you. He is the present. He is just what we need, when we need it, how we need it. And I use the word he because it's a part of my tradition. But God is not male nor female. He's spirit. So we don't even have to worry about whether it's he or she. It's good to see you, Joseph. Why don't you invite some of your friends? I got to go, but I'm not going to stay there long. Good to see you, Bobby Yannon. I'm about to roll up out of here, but I want you to be present. I want you to remain present. Do not allow this medium or any other medium, Facebook, Twitter. I am on all those mediums, but do not allow them to distract you from who you are. You are created in God's image and His likeness. You are a divine child of God. You are a spiritual being. You come from what I call heaven, and you're going to heaven. This is just a temporary shell. I thank God for the shell. It's a nice shell. It's a temporary shell. But we are on our way to deeper and higher heights in the spirit realm. We're just passing through here. We're going to make, all of us going to make that transition at some point. But while we're here, let us do some good. That's why I get on this line. I am Omar Muhammad, your proactive agent of change who communicates so that others might be healed, liberated, and appreciated. Anytime you see my name come up, no, we don't use nigga, because that's the term that I said. That's when we talked about political correctness, we talked about how they use that kind of thing, and now we say the N word. That's not good for us. That term is a derogatory term. That term is a negative term. In fact, but if you want to use a term that's similar to that, you can say negus, Negus. That term has to do with being a king, and we are all children of the Most High God. We are kings. I hope that didn't offend you. We were talking about political correctness, so I had to straightforward. I actually read the word. I didn't say the N word. I read the word that you used. Why are you, Alex? May God bless you. I appreciate you so much. When you grow up, you can come back on and be online. You can't hang out with us while you're doing that kind of nasty stuff. All right? So my brother, I can tell you why I am brown. I am brown because there's melanin in my skin. Oh yeah, that melanin protects me from the sun. That melanin encourages me with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. That's why I'm brown. So if you want to know why I have that brown color, because I'm from the earth. You are from the earth too. So, but you have to grow up, my friend. You have to come up a little bit higher. When you come up higher, we'll add you back on. Good to see you, Thomas Brooke. And then we'll see, because you'll grow. You'll move from that troll-like spirit to a higher level of spirit. So I love all people. Good to see you, Michelle. I'm about to get up out of here. I'm so glad you came on. You can always find me. I'm going to come on at 11:11. I'm going to try to do an AM 11:11 and a PM 11:11, wherever you are in the world. Peace, my brother. Great talk. Thank you. I'll see you later on. Keep your hands clean and your heart pure, because you can't go wrong with that. This is Pastor Omar A. I'm out. Thank you very much. God bless you. Peace and blessings. See you next time.